Okay, so I'm gonna try to prove using Quran, Hadith, and another source that the legitimacy of Abu Bakr as Khalifa. So I'm gonna start with this verse, right? Just to show you this: the promise of Allah, Allah does not fail in His promise. All right, so that's important. So now let's look in the Quran. Allah has promised those who have believed among you and done righteous good deeds that He will surely grant them succession to authority upon the land, just as He granted it to those before them, right? And He will surely establish for them their religion, which He has preferred for them, that He will surely substitute for them after their fear security. They worship Me, not associating with anything, but whoever disbelieves after the. All right. Anyways, first off, I want to show you this word here, yastakhlifuna, right? And it sounds like khalifa because it comes from the same root word, right? And that's what successors is. So basically, Allah is promising, which He never fails in His promise, that those who believed among you, right, the Sahaba and whatnot, that He will surely grant you succession upon not the earth but the land, right? It's not the whole earth. And just as He did those before them, right? So like the people, the children of Israel, He gave them the land of Israel, and He gave them the power to maintain that, therefore allowing them to establish their, as you can see, the word religion, which deen also, could mean the laws and stuff like that, which is preferred for them. And, after their fear, security, right? Because we know the Muslims used to run away, right? And they were like kind of oppressed, and now they have security, right? And so the only deal is don't worship anything else, and Allah won't destroy you. Like the children of Israel, they worshipped other things, and sometimes God had to like remove them from the land. So now let's look at the hadith. This is a very long hadith, right? Not sure if I'm going to read the whole thing, but this is the part Shias always read, and they stop here, right? So, the idea that Fatima stopped talking to Abu Bakr and she didn't talk to him for 6 months, then she died. And they only show you that part. Yes, that is not a good thing. But the most important thing is here, and it's a very long hadith. If you want to read the whole thing, you can. But here's the key. Okay, so Abu Bakr went to go visit him, to Ali, or now he's visiting Ali, right? He finally meets up with him after 6 months. So Ali recited the tashahhud, then said, "We recognize your moral excellence and what Allah has bestowed upon you," right? So Shias believe that only Allah chooses the Khalifa. Here's Ali right now saying that Allah has bestowed upon it, the Khalifa upon Abu Bakr. And we do not envy the favor of it, which Allah has conferred upon you, right? But you have done it without consulting us, right? And we thought we had a right to be consulted, right, for obvious reasons. So this looks like a real hadith. You could say it's fabricated if you want. Oh, it's in Sahih Muslim. We don't accept that. But look, dude, why would it? It seems very realistic. Why would it mention that they had a fight and they were angry, and then over here, he was mad about how they didn't consult him? Sounds very realistic because it's not just showing like a fantasy of them being always happy. You know what I mean? And we thought we had the right. He continued to talk until, Abu Bakr's eyes welled up because he probably didn't realize what was, how bad it seemed. By Allah, in whose hand is my life, the kinship of the Messenger of Allah is dearer to me than my own people. And, as regards to the disputes between us, I have not deviated from the right. So Allah said, this afternoon is fixed for allegiance to you. So when Abu Bakr finished, he ascended to the pulpit, and Ali gave him allegiance. And in the end, they, was not prompted by jealousy or his part for refusal. We were of the opinion that we should have had a share in the government. But the matter has been decided without taking us in. So there was a dispute, obviously, right? We shouldn't present it as if there was no problems. That's what the Sunnis do wrong. We have to show that there was problems. But in the end, the whole point is to reconcile, right? There was problems between Muawiyah and Ali. In the end, Ali said, look, let's just settle it. You know what I mean? That's the key. And Allah says He loves the people who, have a council, right? And settle their disputes rather than just fighting, having a blood, feud. And then you have done the right thing and whatever. This is the last thing I want to show. So, the war of apostates, right? So, you'll hear Shias say, "Oh, the reason why the people apostated is because they didn't believe Abu Bakr was the right Khalifa." I don't know, but look, inside of that battle, actually, Ali fought on on Abu Bakr's side because look, he said, "This is a captive," and he basically took Ali took a captive, and then she became his possession. So obviously, he fought in the war for him to get captives. You know what I mean? So you know, obviously, he was behind Abu Bakr during the fight. You know what I mean? And that's about it.